Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion and this is my pal chapstick and this one is Holiday Cocoa. I call this channel the Crazy Troll Nation. The crazy, just enjoying your channel, enjoying what you do if you do videos, and whether you do videos or not, enjoying the channels that you watch. The troll part is not feeling like I rearranged my stuff again, so I'm like, where is it? It's right here where I left it. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards, because oftentimes watching videos, we may feel like we need to use a certain brand, a certain palette, a certain blush, a certain highlighter, a certain brush to apply those products, and you don't. Use whatever it is you want to use, whatever brand, whatever tool, and whatever technique to get your makeup on the way you want to. And speaking for myself here, remember I'm a troll, so I do things different. Sometimes for me it's trial and error. When I was trying a lot of things that the YouTubers were saying I should do, it didn't work for me. Or even if I liked it, it wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? And so I had to learn it's okay to be different. And if you're returning here, you know I stutter and stammer sometimes like I just did. But if you've been here, you know I like to do things a little different. I just do what I want to do and just rock it. There is the thing called color theory. It's challenging for me because sometimes I have color perception issues. And so a color may be like a smoke gray, but to me it might look like an olive green, like a dark olive green. So even color theory doesn't always work for me because colors look different to how, you know, according to how my brain processes color. And so, but I'm not talking about color theory. I'm talking about just using whatever palette you want to, whatever products you want to, whatever tools you want to, and whatever techniques you want to. Because at the end of your makeup process, you need to be satisfied with it. Whoever you're watching, unless they know you in person, they're not going to see you. There's only a few of you that I've actually met in person. And so I just know you from watching you and feeling like I know you, you know, from the conversations we have in the comments. But so that's the troll part. It's just doing your own thing and rocking it and not feeling like you have to do things a certain way because somebody else said so. And even if you like something I do, it may not be for you. And so I do encourage you though to try different things. I often try different things. I have a lab coat for when I do experiments, which, you know, is me saying I'm trying something new. So if it comes out busted, just keep in mind it's an experiment. And so, but just do you, boo-boo. So that's the concept of the Crazy Troll Nation. I do curse on my channel sometimes because I do curse in real life sometimes. And thank you for being here. If this is your first time, welcome. Buckle up. Yeah, sometimes it's a rough ride and sometimes it's just downright goofy and other times it's like, what is she talking about? There are times I speak troll and ebonics mixed in with English from time to time. So sometimes I'm even like, what did I say? When I'm editing, I'm like, that made no sense at all. So then I'm putting captions over here on what I really meant to say. So even for me, it's a rough ride sometimes. Anyway, what we're doing in this video, when I did the Pat McGrath looks with the 7 motherships I have, trying to show you something different. My vibe is dark, gloomy, swamp waterish, grungy, gothy, not the typical ethereal looks that you see or that I've seen with Mothership palettes. And so I wanted to show you that you can get that vibe if that is your vibe. If your vibe is the same as mine, you can get it with Motherships. And so I did an experiment and I did I always think the card comes here because there's more space over here. But I'll put the card up here and I'll put it as an end cap for you to check out that video to show that you can get something different from the Motherships. If you were thinking, I want to get the Motherships, but you know, what I'm seeing as far as looks, that's not my vibe. So I wanted to show you my vibe, to show you something different. I do have a face swatch video of the Motherships. I will put that in the cards up here. And so you can just see the colors. And I know some people don't watch certain videos because they don't wear luxury makeup. They don't use a certain brand, or some people don't watch drugstore makeup videos because they don't use drugstore products. But for me, I'm here to tell you, and it's part of my intro, use whatever you want. So I want you to just pay attention to the colors. If you know you're not going to use a Mothership, just look at the colors and just dupe it out for what you have if you see a look that I do that you like. And so for this video, it's playing off of the Pat McGrath looks, because when I did those looks, when I looked back on the pictures I took, some of them I thought I might can do that with something else that I have. And it's something else that I had that I thought of was Martine Cosmetics 669 palette. And so we're going to do 3 different looks, and I have them written out because I looked at the looks I did, and I looked at Martine Cosmetics, and I looked at the palettes that I used, and it was Mothership 3, 4, and 6. And so I'm going to do what I think would be a similar look based on what my eye perceives the colors to be. And so that's what this video is going to be. It's just 3 looks using the Martine Cosmetics 669 palette to dupe out a few of the looks that we did with Pat McGrath's palettes. And you would think, how in the world is Pat McGrath even going to look like Martine Cosmetics? If you see that video, and again, I have linked it in the cards, and I will try to remember to put it as an end cap or even as a pinned comment so you can go and watch those videos, because it's not the typical Pat McGrath looks at all. And I am proud to say that. So this is Martine Cosmetics. Actually, let me show you Mothership number 3, because that is the palette that we're duping the look for today. So this is Subversive. Oh gosh, I'm awkward. If you're new here, oh, I almost dropped that Mothership. If you're new here, I'm awkward. I have a lot of issues. I know what the majority of them are. So this is Martine Cosmetics 669, and this is Mothership number 3, Subversive, excuse me. So you can see some similarities. You have that purplish, you have grays, you got blacks. This shade right here is a dual chrome, but looking at it the way it is now, it looks like this one. And you have a couple browns. This shade is not quite this shade, because this one in here is a dual chrome or a multi-chrome. But you're seeing we can do it. And so this first look is going to be the recreation of the smoked out, grunged out swamp water look we did with Mothership number 3. And so you saw me prime the lid, you saw me put on chapstick, Fenty brow pencil, Fenty primer, and Fenty foundation. That's all that I have on my face right now. We're going to finish our face later. I do have out the Hourglass Tiger palette for that. So we're going to do that after we do the eye look. I have eye brushes out, and this should be fairly easy because we're only using 4 shades. So we're just going to jump into it right now. We're going to take Helena, this shade here, with an Hourglass number 3, and we're going to put this all over the lid. And we're also going to take it up into the transition area. I take my lid shades, if you've been here, you can say this with me. I take my lid shades up into the crease, which is here, and also into the transition area, which is here. So that way, when I look straight, you can still see the lid shade, because otherwise you'll only see like just this thin strip down here because I have all of this puffiness up here. So that is why I take my lid shades up into the transition area. And that's something I had to learn for myself. I'm doing looks the YouTubers way, you know, transition shade, crease shade, lid shade. And when I looked up, you couldn't see the lid shade. And so I had to learn to do things in a way that I wanted, which is I want my lid shades to still be seen. So we're using the top edge of the brush to just get our blend going a little bit up here, because we do have a shade that we're using for our transition shade, or I should say above the transition shade. And I'm wondering now how that's going to look. I have forgotten how smooth this shadow was. Like, this is so friggin' easy. I'm going to edit out doing the other side. Let me just finish this right here. So this is all we're going to do here. This is beautiful. Look at that shade. If you wanted to do a gothy look, this could be your look. Put the same shade on your lower lash line and blow it out. Put a shimmer on your inner corner and your look can be done. And do like a funky eyeliner. Funky meaning a non-traditional, meaning not a black or a brown eyeliner. But this could easily just be a one and done. Especially, excuse me, if you get your blend right. Well, not to say to get it right, but to get your blend how you want it to look. Because my looks don't always look super blended, but that's what I go for. I'm lying. I never go for unblended look. But sometimes it just bees that way. But yeah, for the most part, I do like my looks. And even if they don't turn out the way I want them to, I still post it because I want you to see that it's okay. Everything doesn't always work out the way we want it to, and to not be ashamed or embarrassed to post a look. And also, when your technique improves and you do lean into what your aesthetic is, you can look back and be like, damn, that was busted. But this right here today, a month later, is the bomb. You see what I'm saying? So it gauges progress. And so that's why I kept up. Not that I'm recommending it, but if you were to go back and look at my videos when I restarted my channel like 6 years ago, seriously, I've been doing this now 6 years. Some of them videos, it's like, girl. But I keep them there because then you look at this one, it's like, yeah, she's a whole lot better. Even if it's busted, it's still a whole lot better. I am chatting too much. We're going to move on to the next shade. I am really feeling this. We're going to take Petula or Petula, this shade here, and this is a Makeup Geek Outer V brush. This is the one where I'm concerned. Like putting the red on top of a purple. And this is, I believe, a different red than in Subversive. But somehow, yeah, it's working. This is pretty. This, oh. And because we had that blend going, just putting this like on the line, you don't need to blend a lot. We are done, I say as I continue blending. Oh my gosh. See, I'm learning here. And this face that you see right now is me trying something different and it working out. And I'm just like, wow. And I do really love this palette. This eye is done. This is done. We're going to do the other side. Oh my gosh. Because of the way I did my brows, or just because of the way my eye shape is, this right here, Petula right here, went up to my brow bone. This side it didn't. And so we're just going to fill in this space right here to get them to look the same, because my eye looks from one eye to the other, never looks the same. But I do try to get it as close as possible without overdoing it and making myself neurotic. So this, oh, wow. I am loving this combination. I don't know if I don't think I've done this combination before. And I will put somewhere over here like what number look this is, because I lost track of how many looks I've done with this palette, but I do number my looks so that I know when I look back what number it is. But I've done a lot of looks with this palette. Listen, Martine Cosmetics teased on Instagram, well not teased, but they showed their new palette. And I'm like, I want it. But it seems to be light colors, like beiges, tans, a couple oranges. And I'm like, that's not really my color story. But my first reaction was, I'm getting that palette, even though it's not quite my color story, because I love their formula. And then I looked closer at the post, and they have lipsticks and I think blush palette or face palette coming out too. But I looked at the date for release, and it's in November. This is April 9th, 2023. So I have a lot of time to talk myself out of it, because my second thought was I can use that with this palette because this is so dark and smoky, but that's my vibe though. So why would I get like a light colored palette? I didn't get the 1988 one, I think it was, and I didn't get the Diner palette because those were definitely not my shades. But the Mission XXX, yeah. And this one, without question, I ordered it right away. So we are done with that. Look at this. I'm so excited. We are going to take, this is in NYX Rechargeable Eyeliner, and it is in Golden Olive. And this is going to go on our lower lash line. I think I want to put this on my inner rims too. I really do. So we're just going to do this eye first, and then we're going to do the other eye. I'm not going to bridge it because I'm not sure yet what eyeliner I'm going to use. And this is going to go on the lower rim over here. And then we're going to put it, excuse me if me looking bugged out freaks you out, but this is how I do my top waterline, which is the inner rim. So this is how I do that. And because I'm bugging out my eyes, well, got my eyes wide open, it does make my eyes tear. So I'm going to do this one off camera. So you see the difference. It's a slight difference. Even doing the waterline, And up top, it just seems to make your lash line look thicker because it fills in. I don't want to bug you out, but it fills in your waterline, makes it deeper. So we're going to do this side and come right back. Now we're going to take Zelda. This is going to go on our lower lash line on top of that olive green, golden olive, one of the two, that gel liner. And this is a Fenty 220 brush. So we are going to put this here. I was going to say we don't have a transition shade. We already put it on. Listen, I'll be tripping, y'all. This palette, we are going to just drag the shadow up along the lower edge of the lid shades over here. And we're going to take Euphornia. Where is she? She's hiding. This shade here. Now you see it's this shade, this one, and then it's this shade. And we're going to use that for our tear duct area. This is a creamy shade. Every time I put the brush in it, it creates a dip. This is an interesting shade because it looks different depending on what you put it over or what you put it near. I'm going to take another, that brush was a Blend Bunny brush. This was the B2. We're just going to take this one. It's also Blend Bunny B1. And we're going to go back into Zelda because I just want to blow this out some more. Well, not some more because it's not blowing out to start with. But we're just going to bring this down. And we're going to come over here too. I'm going to blend out. I'm going to edit out. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. This is my swamp water vibe that I always talk about. When it looks messy, but it's intentional. I'm going to edit out during the other side. We are going to, I'm wondering if I want to use Fortune for upper lash line. Or, I'm thinking that because it's green. And I think it'll tie in with the lower lash line. But then part of me also wants to take Contemplative State. Oh, damn. What do I want to do? I wish I can hear you. We're going to take Fortune with the Melt Cosmetics. This is not Melt Cosmetics. This is a NYX brush. I want my Melt Cosmetics eyeliner brush. This is the only brush I can get a really thin line with the Melt liners because how creamy they are. I was waiting for them to go on sale again, and Melt recently did have a 30% off sale. These brushes are not even on the website. And so I'm kind of like, damn it. Like, had I known, which of course I didn't, when I purchased this liner brush and the liners, it was when they were having a 50% off sale. And I said, I'll just get one liner brush, see how I like it. And if I like it, get another one. And now it's not even on the Melt website. So I think I'm going to check Macari. The thing is, I paid $11 for it. So even if I see it on Macari and they're wanting full price, which is $22, I'm not going to want to pay $22 for it. You know what I mean? I didn't pay $22 for this one. Is that really even showing up? We're going to draw this line on top of the green line that we did for our lower lash line. We're going to take Lancome Cils Booster Mascara Primer, and we're going to take, it may not show up, and I don't think it will, but we're going to take Fenty Ivy League, which is a green, and we're going to put that on, and then we'll come back again and finish up the face. We're going to get into the face with the Tiger palette. Apologies for that glare. These shades in here, this one for me works as a contour / bronzer, this one as a highlight, this as a blush, this as a highlight, this as a blush light, and this as a blush. So this for me is an entire face palette minus a setting powder and something to set my under eye with. And so I do really like this palette. We're going to first go into, we're going to use this brush from Fenty, number 125. I did purchase two during her 60% off sale, and I love them. I want to get more because they fit perfect in the pan, and they do apply color very nicely. I did not powder my face down because the Fenty does dry down on its own very well. So since we're using this as a contour bronzer type thing, and I'm trying to be like Hung Van Gogh, because they do contour first, then blush, and then highlighter. And usually I start backwards, and I'll do the highlighter, and then do blush, and then do the bronzer / contour. So this is new for me, because this to me looks weird. So again, you know, just trying new things. And if you haven't watched his channel, do watch his channel. He explains everything in detail. I love that he starts all of his videos with skincare. He doesn't know who I am, so I'm not plugging him, you know, for kudos or anything. But I do learn a lot every time I watch his videos. And he does different ages, different ethnicities, different skin tones, different skin types. And I love that about his channel. And he is a professional MUA, and I believe that's what they should be doing, not just, you know, one type of client. You know what I mean? And so I do like that about him. And someone had complained a while ago, oh, I wish you would do more such and such. And he's like, well, if you look back over my videos, I have done a lot of those. So it's like, you know, but that's that. Somebody always has something to say. Even for me, people have stuff to say. And I'm like, who am I? I'm a troll. I'm going to dab a little bit more and just put this on my nose. I never highlight my nose because the tip looks shiny anyway, and I have a big nose, and so why do I want to look like I have a disco ball on my nose? I don't, so that's why I don't do that. So we're going to put that brush down. We're going to go into a blush. I'm going to take this one as a blush. This is a Lethal Cosmetics 115 blush brush. I'm not recommending the Lethal eye brushes. The blush brushes, it does shed on me every time I use it. I'm not recommending the eye brushes because they all fell apart on me. That situation has been fully resolved, so I am excited about that. But I do like the face brushes, even though the blush brushes are shedding. That is cute. I want to kind of bring the contour over a little bit more, or maybe I need to bring the blush down. Or maybe because I used it as a contour and not as a bronzer. Because usually bronzer kind of goes in this area too. This side I'm liking. Maybe I need to just bring this side down a little bit more. This does pick up really nice. These powders, I hate that I love it, but they do pick up easily. They disperse easily. They blend easily. I'm still not quite liking. You know what? I think I am liking that. So this is what we're doing with that. I'm gonna go back to the brush that had what we used for the contour, and we're just gonna do this. I didn't add any more on it, so we're just going to try and get a little bit more of a blend. This side I'm liking, so we're going to put that brush down. This one we did not use, that can go there. This is the highlight brush. This is the Fenty 120. We're just going to go into this one. The numbers are on the back. Pointy side down, and we're just going to sweep. I hope it looks good because I can't see it. I see my kitchen. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're just tapping with a slight wiggle. Pointy side down. Oh, this side I always see more, and I'm sure it's my lighting because this side I'm barely seeing it, but this I'm just like, whoa. Oh, I like it. My eye is tearing. I don't like that. So that is it for the face. The brush we use for contour bronzer, just to put some right here. I am liking this. I am going to take the Hourglass dim light, and we're going to take another Lethal Cosmetics brush. This is the number 100 powder brush, and I like it because it fits in here. And we're going to, oh, you know what? I gotta do my lip, a bomb lip. Y'all could probably guess what it is, and no, it's not gonna be a black today. I love it. I didn't even do it yet, and I love it. I'm really feeling this look. I'm not sure if it's looking like the Pat McGrath's look that we did, but what I'm gonna do is at the end of this clip, I'm going to post a picture of, I'm going to show a picture of the Pat McGrath look that this is trying to recreate, and I'll try and do a side-by-side picture. I don't have the software to do an in-picture thing, and so I do apologize for that because I know that is convenient, or even like a side-by-side video. I am just so not tech savvy, and when I look at the prices for software, I'm just like who's going to help me figure this out? Because I need to go to a class to learn. I'm not one of those people you can just say do this and do that and I do it and it works. Like, I need face-to-face, in-person instructions, and then send me home with pictures. This is what we're using. Sephora number 29 Dark Forest. This eye look, I really don't think I've done this eye look combination before, surprisingly, because I've done so many looks with this palette. I'm gonna finish this and come back. This is the lip. I promise you in person, this looks green. And I know when I put it on, it looks blue. But this is the color. And when I was looking at, I think I put this on in the collab video I did with Wendy too. And I put it on and I'm like, that looks blue, but it's green. And I want to say it's the lighting, but if it's the lighting, why does this look green and it still look blue? Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. But this is what we have. So this is our finished look, trying to recreate a Pat McGrath's Subversive look. And we used the Martine Cosmetics 669 palette, and that's what it looks like. I am seriously digging this palette, and every time I use it, I'm reminded of why I love it so much. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm gonna insert pictures here, and then we will be on to the next two looks. I promise you those will not be as chatty. We're just going to get in, get out, get her done. So this won't be super, super long. YouTube, today is April 10th, Vanilla Mint Chapstick. I'm excited for this video. I am just always excited to use this palette, and it seems lately every time I do a look I'm so excited about this palette, whatever that palette is. So today we're going to recreate a look with Mothership number 4, which is Decadence, which is all metallic. So this may be a little tricky, but because some of the metallics in here do blend out to me to look like mattes, I think we can do it. So I'm going to hold up. This Mothership is heavy as a mother. So so this is Decadence, and this is Martine Cosmetics 669. Trying to get all the shines off. So if you look, you got, somewhat of a red, got some grays, got a blue, got a yellow lower corner here, the yellow lower corner here on that side, all the way over at the bottom. I know I'm being weird, but that one is a dual chrome, and that's Freya, or a multi-chrome, not sure. So we're going to do the look, and I have it written out. I'm going to prime my eyes, and then we'll come back and get started. I don't want this part to be long because the first part, well, you see it. Let me stop babbling. As you can tell, I have not done my base face yet. I think I'm going to do the same base face I did yesterday, just so whatever, I guess, to keep things consistent. I'm going to finish this, come back, and we will seriously this time get into the look. We're going to take Medusa, this shade here, which is purple or burgundy, then it's green, and then it's blue. But we're going to take this all over the lid with the Esum V27. This is a smaller brush. I chose it because it was dense, because I wasn't sure if an Hourglass number 3 was going to pick it up. But let's just try it. I kind of don't think so. And with the Hourglass number 3, I am really having to dig. I'm going to switch back to the Esum brush because it does give me more control. This is a very, very creamy shade. We're going to take a Makeup Geek Outer V brush, and we're going to go into Willow, this shade right here, and that's going to go on this line. It was supposed to go above Medusa, but because I took Medusa so far up, we're just going to place it just below the line. Oh, I just tapped into Cornelia by mistake, so I'm wiping the brush off and going back into Willow. And so just beneath the line is where we're putting it. Now we're going to take Tabitha, this shade here, and this is another Makeup Geek brush. This is a defined crease brush, and in the other look I did have the color all the way up to my brow bone, which I normally don't do, so that was new for me as well. Lower lash line and upper and lower rims, we're going to use, this is the Golden Olive. You think I would know it by now. Oh yes, it is Golden Olive NYX Retractable Eyeliner. We're going to put this under here, and we're also, I'm going to go back and finish that. I just want you to see what I'm doing. And then we're going to put it on our lower waterline, which is your lower inner rim, and then I'm going to take it up top. So I'm going to go back and finish all of that and do the other eye and come back. We're going to take Blend Bunny brush B3, and we're going to go into Medusa, the same shade we put on the lid. And ooh, this brush is not stiff enough for this. So we're going to put that on top of that gel liner on our lower lash line. And we're going to blow it out, bring it down. I may have to switch brushes. I'm going to take a Scott Barnes number 62 brush, and we're going to go into Willow, this shade here, and we're going to just tap straight in, and we're going to use that to deepen this and blow it down just a little bit. The last thing we're going to take is, well, for the eyes, as far as shadow, Blend Bunny B2, and we're going to take Freya, this shade here, and this is a creamy shade too, but not as creamy as Medusa. And we're just going to put this right here. Oh, that's this shade. It's pink, it's green. So that is it for the shadows. What are we going to do? Upper lash line. This is Cultura. I am like, what is this going to look like? It's definitely going to bring some lightness to this look. Oh, wow. You know what? Okay, Boomer might have looked nice too. But this is sticking with the vibe. Like, this is all the way murky. This look is totally murky. That messy grunge. Where it's like, does it look right or does it not? Sometimes it is a fine line. Whew. I don't even know what to say. It's definitely different. The only thing I don't like, well, first of all, user error. I took Medusa too far up. And I do think I'm going to do this look again and make sure I don't take Medusa that far up, because it's still kind of throwing me off. And with the liner, you don't see any lid shade. You don't see any lid shade, but it's okay because the lid shade goes all the way up to here. And so I'm kind of thrown off. And so maybe I should have used Contemplative State. So it would not have been, excuse me, as bright as Cultura. But if you want to be all the way messy grunge and not the cute grunge, this is it. And even blow this out down here a little bit more. Like, this is definitely it. I remember when grunge used to be like messy, like intentionally. And now sometimes grunge or goth is like just cute and it's pretty. Like, the designs are different. Well, I should say the eye shapes that they create are different. The color combinations may not be the typical color combinations, but it's a cute look. Where I remember grunge used to be just like messy, but it was a good messy because it was intentional and it was different. We're going to take the Fenty Hella Thick on its own, meaning not with the Cils Booster mascara primer, because I just want to see, is it still going to be hella thick? Because it was hella thick with the primer. I want to see. Oh yeah, and you can see it because of the liner. It's contrasting with the lid shade. But this, as of right now, and I do like this mascara. Looking at the reviews on Sephora, some people were not liking it. They said it was very clumpy. They said they ended up with raccoon eyes. They said it was smudged on their lower lash line. And I'm like, how does mascara smudge on your lower lash line? You know what? It's wet too, because going like this, I can feel it up here. And that's because I have all that puffiness. And so I don't quite understand. I've never had a mascara give me raccoon eyes, like look smudged under my lower lash line. And so I'm not understanding how that happens, unless their eyes are teary. Like, if my eyes tear, then yes, my mascara may run, or if I accidentally rub my eyes or something. And mascaras usually don't flake on me. And some people were saying it was very flaky. And I know, well, I don't know, but I think maybe they were getting the trial size ones, because this just released. And so I'm like, how are there all these reviews? But when I looked at the reviews, it did say incentivized. And so the reviews were people who had received it. And I'm guessing they received it from the brand, because it'll tell you, you know, verified purchase, or it'll say incentivized. And so they didn't purchase it. So I'm like, did they get it? Did Sephora send it out? Or did Fenty send it out? I don't know. But there were some good reviews about it. So I'm going to do my base face, come back with the finished look. I think I did a black lip for that look. And we're going to do black this time. The MAC Matte Retro Liquid Lip in Caviar. Or do I want to use the Sephora one? Because I haven't used this in a while. This is Nightbird. We're going to use Nightbird. I need to compare which one I like better. All right, I'm going to do my base face and we will be back. This is the finished look. While I was applying this, I was trying to decide if I like this or the MAC one better. And I love them both equally. And I'm shocked. If you're wanting to try liquid lipsticks, this is the Sephora brand. They're $15. And sometimes the Sephora collection stuff goes on sale for 30% off. And so this is an expensive liquid lip you can try. These are the other two. This is Dark Forest, the green. But to me, it's almost like a deep blue, black kind of thing. But then once it dries, it looks more green. And this is Sea Queen, which is blue. It's pretty, but it's more cool tone than I like. And I find that I don't use it much. What do we think about the look? I don't know what to say. Of course, I love the lip. And I will put a picture again at the end like I did for the first clip to see if the looks are really similar. But this one I'm thinking not, because I took Medusa up way too high. I like it. I like the pop that the eyeliner gives. I like that the look is messy, grungy goth. It's a messy swamp water look. And it's not that the shades got muddy. It's just the way that multi-chrome looks. And because I took it too far up. Because we put a gray on top of it. So that didn't add much color. I'm not used to having color all the way up to my brow bone. So that's different for me. But when back here, I'm digging it. But when I get close, I'm like, because then I start picking it apart. So I do like it. I think what's throwing me off too is how sharp my brows are. Because there's just like a stripe like right down the middle of my, you know, between my eyebrows. But that's my brows and how I did my brows today. And so I'm just picking it apart to see how I feel about it. But overall, I do like the look because it's messy, it's swamp water, it's the messy grunge. And it's different, and I like things that are different. And of course I like the deepness of it because I like a dark eye and a dark lip. I'm loving the cheek situation. I did the same base faces yesterday with the exception of putting the Fashion Fair Truly Tawny setting powder on right after the foundation and primer to just to dry down quicker. It is a non-shade on me, and so but that's the only difference. And I was more careful with the blush today than I was yesterday. Same highlighter, same contour stuff, and still on the nose with the contour bronzer shade. So I am digging it, and so hang tight. We got one more to do. Whew. And you will see me soon. This is the last look. Today is April 11th, and this is Cake Batter Chapstick. So this is the last of the 3 looks that we're recreating using Martine Cosmetics 669 palette. But you know this because you've been here for the other 2 clips. And so I'm going to show you what the palettes look like. Me and my awkward self. So, oh my gosh. So this is Mothership number 6 Moon. What is it? Midnight Sun. And of course, this is Martine Cosmetics. And so we have a purple, we have a reddish, and brown, greenish. Yeah, I'm making up stuff. So we're going to see what we can get. And for right now, I'm going to prime my lids. I do have on L'Oreal Brown Pencil, Fenty Primer and Foundation. You saw me apply chapstick. And so we're going to prime the lids, of course, with the Fenty Eyeshadow Primer. And I'm going to put a deep purple NYX Retractable Eyeliner lower lash line. And I'm going to put NYX Retractable Eyeliner in deep blue on my upper and lower rims. And I'm wondering if I should do that later. I'll probably do it later. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll be right back. Just so you can see the difference. Of course, you can tell the lower lash line is done. This eye, I did the deep blue on my upper and lower rims. And so it's a subtle difference. And even up here, it looks like my lashes are more filled in along the lash line because the shadow is well, not the shadow, but the gel liners on the inner rim. So just a little subtle difference, not much, but I just love how it looks. I'm going to finish this eye, then we'll come back and get into the look. We're going to take Petula or Petula with an Hourglass number 3, and this is going to go all over the lid, also into the crease, which is here, and also transition area, which is up here. So we're going to finish all of this, and we're going to wing it out, so it's going to come out here. So we're going to finish all of this and do the other eye and then come back. V33 brush, not adding any shadow on it. We're just going to buff out this top edge just a little bit more than what we were able to do with the shader brush. So we're going to finish this up and come back and continue. We're going to take Freya, this shade here, which is pink, and then it's green, and this is with the Asom V27, and this is going to go, this is a very creamy shade. Like, there are dips in here every time I put the brush in it. So this is going to go on the lid and into the crease, but not all the way up as high as the first shade. So we're going to do this and come back. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, this shade is gorgeous. We're going back with the brush we used to buff out that red shade. Still not adding any shadow on the brush, but we're just blending between where Freya stops and Petula starts for the upper transition area. So we're just kind of buffing along that line. We're going to take Blend Bunny B3 brush and go into Helena, and this is going to go on our lower lash line. Helena does create fallout, so I'm going to take the brush I use for my foundation, and I'm just going to go like that. And this did actually work this time to pick up the fallout. It doesn't always work, but it worked that time. The brush we used to do the buffing, we're going to buff here, still not adding any shadow on this brush. Blend Bunny number 2, and we're going to go into Euphornia, this shade here, and this is going to be our tear duct shade. That is it for the shadows. We're going to take Midnight Snack MAC Fluid Line, and it's a gray. We're going to put this on our upper lash line. We're going to take Fenty Hella Thick Mascara for upper and lower lashes, and then we'll be back. We're going to do the same base face we've been doing with the Hourglass Tiger palettes. I'm going to do that, and we will be back again. Y'all like, girl, just do your thing and just finish and come back, and stop saying you want to keep coming back. Just go. Okay. Gonna wipe off chapstick and put on caviar. This is the finished look. I am digging, y'all know I'm digging the black lip. Y'all already know that. So again, this is what we used, recreating a look from Midnight Sun. This is what the look is looking like. I will put pictures at the end again. Let me know how y'all think I did recreating these looks. I had a lot of fun doing it, and it was exciting to see how close I could get or how far away I got. And so that'll be it for this video. Thank you for being here. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.